Today I'm going to be making homemade tortillas, and I'm going to teach you about the mistakes that I made that were making them turn out to be crackers. So let's get started. Super easy. I have 3 cups of flour already in here, and this is 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, and then the other one is 1/3 cup of lard, but I'm gonna be using bacon grease because who doesn't love bacon grease? This is 1 cup of hot water. You can still touch it. I warmed it in the microwave beforehand, but I want it to help to melt the lard. So one of the things that you're looking for when you're mixing in the water is to see that you have enough moisture in there. Tortillas are ones that you want to keep kind of on the moist side. And you can see here that I don't have enough moisture in there. I live in the desert, so it's a little bit drier climate. You can also have variables that are the flours packed more densely. You have different type of flour. This is just an all-purpose flour that I'm using. So I get it to about like that. The rest of the flour will work in, so I don't worry too much about that. So you start to work your dough, and the knead, you just are going to knead it for 5 minutes, and you don't have to over knead it, but you're looking to incorporate the lard, the flour, and the water all together, and the baking soda and salt. So you can see it's a little bit on the wet side. If it gets a little bit too wet, you can add more flour. If it's a little bit too dry, you can add like water, like sprinkle it on there, or even get your hands wet and add more moisture that way. This one is a little bit wetter than I'd like, so I'm going to add a little bit of flour that I have on the side here. Okay, so you can see after 5 minutes what the dough looks like. It's still on the moist side, which, by the way, was the first mistake that I made when making tortillas, was I didn't have the dough wet enough, and so it was really difficult to knead, and it needed more moisture in it in order to have it real supple. You can see that this is easy to move around, okay? So you want it to be supple like that. And the second mistake I made was that I didn't rest the dough. You actually need about 30 minutes for the dough to rest, so the flour and the water bind together to get the glutens to form. I was just making it and then making my little dough balls, making the tortillas, and they didn't come out so good. So we're gonna take the dough and we're going to rest it for 30 minutes, and then we'll make our dough balls after that. Okay, so it's been 30 minutes and the dough has rested. I've started warming the skillet because it takes like 10 minutes for it to warm up. So I've already got that going, and we're going to pull this out and start making our little dough balls. I kind of just do like handful each time. You could cut it precisely if you wanted exact, for them all to be the same weight. I don't particularly care whether something's a larger tortilla, a smaller tortilla. Some people maybe are looking to make a burrito, so you want a larger tortilla, so you'd have a larger piece of dough for some of them, or all of them. And other ones you might want to make a soft taco, something like that, so you make a smaller one. I like medium-ish ones, but if I end up getting tortillas that some of them are large and some of them are small, it's no big deal. That just allows me to grab whatever one I want out of the fridge. I keep them in a Ziploc bag and can grab them and warm them up. So you can roll this in your hand. You're just trying to make a little dough ball. And this actually gives the dough the ability to rest again. And like this one doesn't feel like enough, so just grab a little bit more. And you can roll them on the countertop if you want to. Just going in a circle. Some people like to do it that way. And I'm gonna go ahead and cover these up while they're resting so they don't get like a firm skin. Okay, these are the dough balls that we have. I brought a couple over so we can roll them out. I smash them down just to get them started. You can use a regular rolling pin if you want it, like this kind. Rolling from the center outward. It doesn't have to be perfect. That bacon grease smells really good. It's gonna make awesome tortillas. I get this initial roll done and then I usually roll it out one more time just to make sure they're good and thin. Some people like their tortillas to be thicker, so it's up to you how you want to have them. But they do puff up a little bit when you're cooking in the pan. I usually roll a couple tortillas out at a time just because that's about the cadence that I work at for the cooking and rolling out, but you could certainly roll them all out ahead of time. Okay, so my pan was getting a little bit hot, so I turned it down. I'm gonna want about a medium high. If your pan is smoking, it's too hot. But if you don't see the dough rising when you put it in the pan, so you can see it's starting to bubble up, then it's not hot enough. So it's kind of like cooking pancakes. You kind of just have to see where it is with that first one that you put in and make sure it's okay. I'm filming this in real time so that you can see how long this takes. It doesn't take a lot of time. Now once these are done, we're going to put them onto a plate. And cover them with a towel so they stay moist. The second side, you can kind of see it puffing up a little bit, but it doesn't take very long for that to cook either. And you can check it. Yep, looks good. See the bubbles here. all of our tortillas made, and we're going to do a taste test. Yay! Love to smear it with butter. I wanted green chili roasting season. We put some green chili on it. Oh, my husband likes the salt. Don't tell his doctor. So nice. It's very pliable. Awesome. Well, have fun making homemade tortillas, and thanks for watching.
Are you gonna clean any of this mess up?
No. See, very pliable. It does not.
Never enough.